Hey, hi. I've got a great topic about Airbnb, so you're going to want to listen to this. It's one of those questions that I get asked all the time. So, the question is, what happens if an Airbnb guest that has booked something has decided to cancel the booking before they get there, obviously? Do they pay? Do they not pay? Um, what happens to your calendar, etc.? So, I've got the answer to this, and it's happened to me a few times, and it's a complicated, not complicated. It depends on a bunch of variables. So I'm dealing with this right now. I have a returning guest, very nice people. They were here during the beginning of COVID. They got stranded here, and they were here for beginning of COVID. They ended up staying. They were originally going to stay for a month or two, a month because they were shooting something here. It was a couple that are in the film industry. Uh, they actually have one of the actress. She's on a show right now that's on Netflix. Anyways, nice people. So they left after things loosened up, and they went back to the states. And they contacted me to book again. They love the place, and that's the apartment right there. That's the lofty bedroom where there's a skylight. It's a really great place in a great neighborhood where I live. So they booked again for 2 months, and which was great. And the booking was worth about almost $11,000. It's a lot of money. Then about a few weeks after, she asked to move the dates around a little bit. So can we come a little bit earlier, a few days earlier, and leave a few days earlier? And yeah, sure, not a big deal. You're returning guests, happy to uh, work things out with you and adjust that. Not a big deal. Then a few weeks later, she asked again, "Oh, you know what? Production's changing, and can we move?" I said, "Sure, fine. We can move it a couple of days again." Back and forth. So then everything's quiet, and just the other day, a couple of days ago, she asked, "Hey, listen, I've got to move uh, the dates again, but this time a whole month." So they, so we're going to move from this date to 30 plus days later, and instead of staying for 2 months, we're going to stay for 1 month. So all of a sudden, I'm like, this is the busiest time of the year. My calendar has been blocked off for 2 months. I've lost the opportunity to book it. And now you're on top of moving it 30 plus days later, you're only going to be staying for 1 month. So my revenue's gone down from almost 11,000 to about 6,000. That's 7,000. So that's almost 4,000. So I had to think on it, and the returning people, and that's a lot of money. And you know what? I just said, you know, I gave her my explanation, like I just explained to you, that there, me agreeing to that, I would lose money, and you've made a commitment on this booking. So, which goes back to the question: what happens if um, a, a guest decides to cancel or move their reservation? So the great thing about Airbnb and other platforms is they always have like a cancellation policy, and Airbnb has different tiers of cancellation policies. So I don't want to go into it because it's a little complicated to explain it here, but it's kind of like if you cancel uh, within or before 60 days of your arrival, you won't be charged anything. If you cancel uh, after over 30 days um, of your arrival, you'll only be charged 50%. So it's different tiers. And as a host, you get to choose the tier of cancellation policy that you want. For me, for all of my places, I choose the most strict cancellation policy. So when I replied to her and said, I won't be changing the dates for X, Y, and Z reasons, like I said to you guys about before, she recanted and said, you know what? Okay, we'll stick to the original dates. And on top of that, she said, I know I want to push the dates out and stay longer. can I keep the original dates and then stay longer? So I've gone from 2 months to saying 1 month. Now she wants 2 months plus more because I was in the in the right to say, listen, you you can't cancel or you can't move the dates for X, Y, and Z reasons. So at the end of the day, there are checks and balances on these platforms about how to protect both the host and the guest in terms of canceling or moving dates, et cetera, et cetera. So when, if and when you get into it, know that there are different ways to protect yourself. And like I said, as a traveler, make sure you read the cancellation policy for where you're staying, because a lot of people don't. And then when you tell them, well, according to the cancellation policy, you have to pay even though you canceled, even though you need to move it, but I'm not going to accept your moving of the dates. And if you cancel, you still have to pay. So that's a big deal. I even put that in my note to people. Make sure you read everything in this information, including the cancellation policy. Hope this helps. Busboy Millionaire out.